Alright fellas, here we're back in Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be taking a look here at Bea Sirfetch'd, a general pool unit released back in, like, April, May, June, that general area of 2021. Still a pretty strong general pool unit. I'm going to start doing this thing where I try to showcase general pool units or older poke fairs, whatever, just because I want to have all this stuff out so people get a good look at what these characters can still do in the current meta, because I just figured that'd be fun. Not really important, kind of important, but it'd be fun. So I want to try. And we're going to be doing this with Bea here. I did Cynthia yesterday, so I want to do Bea here because people have recommended, specifically like one person, and I just took the recommendation because I like Bea. I have her invested. Figure may as well. Bea is a striker here, fighting type striker. Definitely needed help back. Fighting definitely needed the help before Bea released, so she was very, very good for that. 420 attack plus Meteor Assault, which is effectively 200 base power. That's already really strong for a general pool unit. X speed and X attack to max her offensive stats, as well as her trainer move, which applies evasion and defensive buffs. This is mostly probably helpful for like the legendary gauntlet or something, so you can get some like evasion tank and whatnot. That's probably the biggest thing, I would say. But for like general use, probably not ever going to use her trainer move. I probably wouldn't anyway. She's got Sharp Entry 2 for +2 crit rate. The crit is her whole thing. She really works well off of crit, as you see, because she has Critical Strike 3 plus Critical Strike 2 is a lucky skill, of course, and then Steady Aim, which has crit rate, cannot be lowered, though that's mostly useless. There's some very niche, useful scenarios for it. In the grid, I've got a few different grids here. I mostly use this grid where we have a critical support, which is giving her all 4 sync buffs. Well, 4 of her 6 sync buffs, inertia for her sync nuke, as well as a critical charge on Meteor Assault, so you get gauge back when using Meteor Assault, which is great because it is a 4 gauge move. So Bea's a very simple to use striker. She wants speed buffs, attack buffs, a crit support if you can't max her crit, or you can pick up Sharp Entry 1 in the grid. If you want to be able to max her crit by herself, you can pick up Sharp Entry 1. It works out. So if you want to do that, go for it and have a blast, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much the smallest overview of Bea. 4 gauge move user, 100% nuke with some sync nodes and whatnot, speed buffs, attack buffs, crit buffs. She wants to land crits. That's really all you need to know. So yeah, let's go ahead on to these battles and have some fun with Bea, who is still pretty strong for being nearly 3 years old. Wow. So here's the first battle. We do have Fighting Weak Karen, so very, very nice to showcase some super effective damage for Bea. Bea is really good to invest in, just for the fact that, like, if you're a newer player and you have at least 1 copy, you're going to be getting at minimum good DPS out of her, because all of her multipliers for DPS are in her passives and her lucky skills. She has none in the grid. Her only good stuff in the grid is the critical charge, the sync nodes, and the inertia. All of that utility stuff / nuke power-up stuff. Purely DPS, she's just working with Meteor Assault, Critical Strike 5 effectively, right? From the Critical Strike 3 plus Critical Strike 2 and the lucky skills, so basically Critical Strike 5, which is good, for sure. So you're able to get that multiplier in, all the multipliers in that you need, just at 1 out of 5, and she looks good, right? Just bring her with a Fighting Zone user. Neo Champion Rosa is a fighting rebuff setter. I figured I could show a setup with Rosa, but I ended up just not doing so in this video because, I mean, Cynthia works out just as well, and there's some other stuff there that I just figured, let's just hop off of using New Champion Rosa. She needs a break, so to speak, because we have made a lot of use of Rosa from the Battle Rally and whatnot. Anyway, as you can see, Bea's damage with Meteor Assault is insane. We don't even get to use her nuke here. 2 physical moves next, Fighting Zone, 18,000 damage. That's really strong. This character is really, really strong. Obviously, that's under Fighting Zone. Physical moves next. No defensive debuffs or rebuff, right? But still, that's under some pretty juiced setup, so to speak. So, I mean, obviously, she could look good in that scenario where she's really cranked up to nearly max power. But you don't need to do that. You really don't need to, because Bea does not need it to really shine. She can obviously look really good and look really strong. Definitely a good partner with Aura Cynthia after her EX roll, or Neo Champion Rosa. Neo Champion Hop is an amazing partner, both of them being Galar, if you want to do that, but I don't have Hop. Otherwise, I probably would have showcased that, but still, it's fine. So yeah, Bea, great damage dealer for sure. Again, that's only Meteor Assault with 50% total multipliers, but still. Let's move on to a more free-to-play showcase here, our free-to-play team, so we can take a better look at Bea. Alright, so Hop and Riley. Hop's a great partner. He's able to buff crit to max out her crit rate and then also attack, of course, so she only needs to buff her speed. Riley is a great partner as well for being double fighting DPS. Plus, he has amped up, or no, Team Dashing 9, Dashing Team 9, so he's able to buff speed when using his moves. And of course, sync ramping. Bea does not directly benefit from sync ramping, but she does not take a lot of time to set up with the appropriate supports, so you don't really need to set up with her. So being able to ramp with her is very, very nice, which is great. So we're able to nearly max out all of these stats by pretty much turn 2 effectively. Hop almost goes down, but thankfully not. And we go ahead and go for Riley's sync move here for the sync countdown and whatnot. So go for the sync move, go for the Meteor Assault. This is a better looking Bea. No defense debuffs, no fighting zone, no rebuff, whatever. This is just a pure, Galar and fighting setup. 5,000 damage, and that's still good. That is still good damage. And of course, we're pretty much on the cusp of our next sync move right here, which will be Bea's sync move, which will look really impressive. 5,000 damage on the side of there is very, very good for sure. And then we KO them with Riley's close combat. Combined with Riley, if you really want a good fighting setup, you can definitely make something work really well with Bea and Riley, because they both work pretty well together. They're not like amazingly synergistic, but they still can work together. 20,000 damage effectively on the sync move. That's good. Yeah, that is definitely very, very good. Very, very strong. So there is Bea there at 35 EX and all that, but like this is without those super juiced partners. Riley's a pretty good partner, but he's also free. Hop's a pretty decent partner, also being free. Attack and crit buffs from Hop, and then speed buffs from Riley, and also from her own trait move. Makes it so Bea does not take a lot of time to get maxed out, so she can just start pumping out the Meteor Assaults and the nuke whenever you get to that point. So it's very, very nice for sure. And there's the grids and whatnot. So yeah, there's Riley at a free-to-play level with free-to-play partners. Still able to demolish stuff. Again, 3,000 point master mode, nearly 3 years after her release. Good thing she can still put in this work. Alright, I figured I'd go ahead and do an off-type battle. Everybody wants to do off-type. Why not, right? She's able to benefit very, 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 very well from the existence of Dojo Gloria. And Sonya as well. Sonya is a great support for Bea specifically if we want to go like Galar related. She's able to buff attack, crit, as well as speed, apply defensive debuffs with tackle. Actually, I think she can just debuff defense naturally, right? Yeah, whatever. And also potions and healing, of course, right? So she's able to do gauge acceleration stuff with the speed buffs plus move gauge acceleration, meaning that you're also getting a good gauge and whatnot with Bea, right? Which is amazing. So get the support EX in here so we can get some good DPS out of Bea, which the DPS here, this is off type, does look pretty good. We got ourselves near max offenses. Now we've got max offenses. So here we go. This is what we're looking at. And defensive debuffs from Gloria, of course. 4,000 damage. No zone. That's not super effective, right? No master passives. That's pretty good stuff. That is indeed pretty good stuff. And then the second move, you're 4,000 damage. But of course, right, -6 on the enemy defenses. That does make sense, but still. Either way, that's good. And again, Dojo Gloria is a pretty good partner. They are both martial artists. Not like martial artists, but like, they're both they're both in those like fighting gear, obviously. Bea's a martial artist. Gloria isn't, but she studied under Mustard, right? So I mean, there's some, I guess, character synergy there as well, which is fun. But yeah, either way. Now with 3 sync buffs plus 6 attack, Meteor Assault does still about 5,000 damage, man. Again, this is off type we're looking at. Off type 5,000 damage with no zone, no rebuff, no like physical moves next, just pure defensive debuffs and good DPS from partners, right? That's very. We're back to the roots, and she's still able to put in a lot of work from that. And that is a 1 out of 5 Dojo Gloria, by the way, right? Like, I don't have dupes invested, so it's not like Gloria was carrying damage there. Bea was definitely doing the forefront of the damage. Gloria was there for the ramp, right, with the sync countdown, as well as the side damage, defensive debuffs, and the max move towards the end. So that was some fun stuff. Sonya also, again, does work very, very well. So if you have Sonya, especially with dupes, right, because Sonya does get the critical squad on her trainer move at 3 out of 5, you're able to do some very good stuff with Bea. You get attack buffs, defensive debuffs, crit buffs, speed buffs, move gauge acceleration, potions. Sonya is also a really good support. I'll probably have her own video dedicated just to looking at Sonya because she is cracked for free to play. It's like general pool standards, right? Anyway, yeah, let's move on. So to finish off here, I figured I'd go ahead and take a look at Bea again with Cynthia, but this time with Ray as a partner, see how well she can actually fit onto a double fighting setup, or I guess a fighting core rather. I was gonna probably try something against Palmer, but I looked at some of the other setups for Palmer, and there was only one with Bea, and it was with Neo Champion Hop, who is a great partner, by the way, and great for that ultimate battle. But that win was, for one, difficult, and for two, I don't have Neo Champion Hop, so I figured if I was to look at my current fighting roster, I don't think I could probably pull off anything similar. So, even with like the Ray that I have and whatnot, right? I still don't think I would be able to pull anything off with Palmer. So, oh well, it's fine. We'll just do this setup. We'll do it in Stadium here and just obliterate. Fun thing here is that you don't have to invest in Bea's speed at all. The only thing you have to invest in for Bea's DPS wise is attack. That's it. You have to invest in attack and then you're good, because she doesn't have any speed multipliers, it's just crit multipliers. Only reason she wants speed is because she's got inertia. That's it. Also, 6,000 damage off type there. Yes, it's with Fighting Zone, but still, that's crazy. And then here we are with the physical moves next and whatnot from Aura Sphere. How much does this do? I forget. It's like a lot. I know. Yeah, nearly 10,000 damage, man. That's crazy. And then Ray finishes off here with his buddy move. Yeah, pretty good. The grid with Ray was a little bit inferior. I just forgot about it effectively, but oh well, it's fine. So yeah, there was B for the DPS fighting setup. She does great, right? About, what, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 damage on that side with just support EX and Fighting Zone. And then 10,000 with the physical moves next, which is, you know, fair, right? I mean, it's physical moves next, but still, whatever. Doesn't matter. She could do great consistent DPS as well, despite, again, being a general pool character, which is great. Definitely a character you should invest in if you want an easy time clearing fighting stages, or if you have the appropriate partners, do a good off type, right? Neo Champion Rose is a great partner, Neo Champion Hop or Cynthia, you know, Dojo Glory, as I said, you can probably make a good off type budget setup with like Sonya, maybe Colress, and then B. You could probably make something look really, really good there as well if you really wanted to. But yeah, that's the overview or showcase or spotlight, whatever you want to call it, for B. Very, very solid general pool character, and definitely one of the characters I like the most. I invested in her as like my third, fourth ever limited EX, or I guess non-paid, non-free EX, right? Because there was Rosa and Giovanni back when I started, so having her as one of my first EX options was great, and she definitely lived up to the task. She was extremely strong, clearing any fighting week stage I needed, getting me a lot of points in Stadium, and no regrets, especially now, is when B still looks really, really strong, despite the fact that she's now been eclipsed by Ray and whatnot, but still, I don't care. I love using B time to time, and she's still really good, so yeah. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all later. Let me know what you think about B in the comments below, and again, I guess see you all later. Sure.